Hello, and welcome to Let's Play Planescape Torment with me, BringItDon. So I'll be playing the Enhanced Edition, which came out in 2017 for Steam and GOG. So Planescape was developed by Black Isle Studios. It was the second game that they developed in 1999. They were also behind the Icewind Dale series, and they also developed Fallout 2. They also published the Baldur's Gate games 1 and 2. Anyway, Planescape is set in the Planescape campaign setting of Dungeons & Dragons. And unlike other CRPGs, its focus isn't on combat. It is a more story-driven, dialogue-heavy game. And my character's build will show that when we jump in. So I've never actually beat this game. I have started it a couple of times when I was younger, and I never beat it. I don't even know how far I made it. I made it out of the first area, honestly. Anyway, let's jump in. So as I said, it is a dialogue-heavy game. So your main character has amnesia. He has no memory of what happened to him or anything like that. That's why the stats I'm going to select are going to be important. I'm going to select as many points into wisdom as I can. So 18. Then 17 into intelligence. And 13 into charisma. So wisdom. This ability score represents your intuition, common sense, and willpower. A high wisdom helps you recall memories and gives you a bonus to experience points. So that's very important for unlocking your memories through dialogue options. Then intelligence. This ability score represents your memory, reasoning, and deductive skills. A high intelligence helps you regain memories faster, gives you more dialogue options, and aids your mage skills. And charisma. This ability score represents your persuasiveness, personal magnetism, and ability to lead. The higher your charisma, the more favorably others will react towards you. And there it is. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Because typically in RPGs, I'm going to play a melee build. A frontline fighter or paladin, something like that.
Hey, Chief. You okay? You playing corpse or you putting the blinds on the dusties? I thought you were a deader for sure.
Alright, so I have turned up the voice, dialogue volume as high as I could. It's still extraordinarily quiet. I'm still not going to read the dialogue that is voice acted. Because there's going to be enough dialogue for me to read. I don't need to add to the load. Who are you? Who am I? How about you start? Who are you? I asked you first, Skull. Yeah, and I asked you second. What's your name? I don't know. I can't remember. Can't remember your name? Heh. Well, next time you spend a night in this burg, go easy on the bub. Name's Morte. I'm trapped in here too. Trapped? Yeah, since you haven't had the time to get your legs yet, here's the chant. I tried all the doors, and this room is locked tighter than a chastity belt. We're locked in where? What is this place? It's called the mortuary. It's a big black structure with all this architectural charm of a pregnant spider. Mortuary? What? Am I dead? Not from where I'm standing. Yeah, scars aplenty though. Looks like some Burke painted you with a knife. All the more reason to give this place the laugh before whoever carved you up comes back to finish the job. Scars, how bad are they? Well, the carvings on your chest aren't too bad, but the ones on your back. Morte pauses. Say, looks like you had a whole tattoo gallery on your back, Chief. Spells out something. Tattoos on my back, what do they say? Heh, looks like you come with directions. Morte clears his throat. Let's see, it starts with... I know you feel like you've been drinking a few kegs of Styx wash, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal that'll shed some light on the dark of the matter. Farad can fill you in on the rest of the chant, if he's not in the dead book already. Farad, does it say anything else? Yeah, there's a bit more. Morte pauses. Let's see. It goes on. Don't lose the journal, or we'll be up the Styx again. Whatever you do not tell anyone who you are or what happens to you. Or they'll put you in a quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you. Read the journal, then find Farad. No wonder my back hurts. There's a darn novel written there. As for that journal I was supposed to have with me, was there one with me when I was lying here? No, you were stripped to the skins when you arrived here. Besides, looks like you got enough of a journal penned on your body. What about Farad? Do you know him? Nobody I know, but then again, I don't know many people. Still, some Burke's gotta know where to find Farad. Once we get out of here, that is. How do we get out of here? Well, all the doors are locked, so we'll need the key. Chances are, one of the walking corpses in this room has it. Walking corpses? Yeah, the mortuary keepers use dead bodies as cheap labor. The corpses are dumb as stones, but they're harmless and won't attack you unless you attack first. So I should attack one of these corpses and loot it for the key? Well, before you do that, arm yourself first. I think there's a scalpel on one of the shelves around here. A note, I just gotta find the item on the shelf. Alright, I'll look for one. One last thing. These corpses are slow as molasses, but getting punched by one of them is like being kissed by a battering ram. They start getting an edge on you. Remember, you can run, and they can't. Use it to keep some distance if you need to recover. Alright, thanks for the advice.
Done.
Alright, so here we are. I do have a permanent run on, because by default you are walking around. Slab is covered with dried blood and other remains. These barrels contain a murky liquid. Smells like... Sorry. It smells like a cross between vinegar and formaldehyde? It's like someone in the middle of dissecting this corpse. Alright. Some bandages. Scalpel. Or scalpel. Alright, you found the scalpel. Now, go get those corpses. And don't worry, I'll stay back and provide valuable tactical advice. Maybe you could help me, Mort. I will be helping you. Good advice is hard to come by. I meant in attacking the corpse. Me? I'm a romantic, not a soldier. I just get in the way. When I attack this corpse, you better be right there with me or you'll be the next thing that I plunge a scalpel in. Alright, I'll help you. If you wish Mort to help you attack, simply make sure that both of you are selected when you attack the corpse. Mort will join in the attack. Glad we understand each other. Well, time to introduce these corpses to the second death then. Let's go.
Alright.
Wait, hold on, I need to equip my scalpel. No? Over here? So I think... Oh yeah, that's right. I think you select weapon. Nope, that's wrong. Wait, did I drop it? I did. I'm a goofball. It's right there. There we go. Sorry, I'm getting used to the controls again.
I'm gone.
Alright, we'll attack the zombie worker first. Come here. We're running away. Alright, this corpse stops the stairs blankly at you as you approach. The number is 782, is carved into his forehead, and his lips have been stitched closed. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. I'm looking for a key. Do you happen to have one? This looks like the lucky petitioner here, Chief. Look, he's got the key there in his hand. This corpse looks like the one with the key. It's holding it tightly in its left hand, its thumb and forefinger locked around it in a death grip. Looks like you'll need to hack the corpse's hand off to free the key. I need that key, corpse. Looks like you're not long for this world.
Damn. Damn.
Critical miss. Alright, there's the key. I'm gonna kill these other guys for experience. I don't actually remember how to attack. There we go. Come on. There we go. Some more bandages. And more bandages. Alright. Weird. Alright, well that's fine. So that's how one way I can get out. I don't know if I can open up all these doors or not. I'll do some exploration. Need a key. I'm sure I can't open this up either, right? Alright, so I don't know if there's a quick save button either. I didn't check the controls. Some advice, Chief. I'd keep it quiet from here on. No need to put any more corpses in the dead book than necessary. Especially the femmes. Plus killing them might draw the caretakers here. I don't think you mentioned it before. Who are these caretakers? They call themselves the Dustmen. You can't miss them. They have an obsession with black and rigor mortis of the face. They're an addled bunch of ghoulish death worshippers. They believe everybody should die, sooner better than later. I'm confused. Why do these Dustmen care if I escape? Weren't you listening? I said the Dusties believe everybody's got to die, sooner better than later. Think the corpses you've seen are happier in the dead book than out of it? The corpses I've seen here, where did they all come from? Death visits the plains every day, Chief. These shamblers are all that's left of the poor sods who sold their bodies to the caretakers after death. Before you said something about making sure I didn't kill any female corpses. Why? What, are you serious? Look, Chief, these dead shits are the last chance for a couple of hardy bashers like us. We need to be chivalrous. No hacking them up for keys, no lopping their limbs off, things like that. Last chance, what are you talking about? Chief, they're dead. We're dead. See where I'm going? You can't be serious. Chief, we already got an opening line with these limping ladies. We've all died at least once. We'll have something to talk about. They'll appreciate men with our kind of death experience. Wait, didn't you say before that I'm not dead? Well, alright. You might not be dead, but I am. And from where I'm standing, I wouldn't mind sharing a coffin with some of these fine, sinewy cadavers I see here. Morte starts clacking his teeth, as if in anticipation. Of course, the caretakers would have to part with him first, and that's not likely. Alright, I'll try and remember that. Look, Chief, it's obvious you're still a little addled after your kiss with death, so I got 2 bits of advice for you. 1, if you got questions, ask me, alright? Speak to a party member, select the talk option from the quick menu, and then left click, okay. Alright, if I have any questions, I'll ask you. 2nd, if you're half as forgetful as you seem to be, start writing stuff down. Whenever you come across something that might be important, jot it down so you don't forget. If I had that journal I was supposed to have with me, I'd do that. Start a new one then, Chief. No loss. There's plenty of parchment and ink around here to last you. Alright, it couldn't hurt. I'll make a new one then. Use it to keep track of your movements. If you ever start to get cloudy on important things like who you are, or more importantly, who I am, use it to refresh your memory. Alright, I got it. Let's go.
Updated my journal.
So journal screen, right here. Find Farod. From what Morte read from the directions tattooed on my back, I need to find someone named Farod. I'm not certain where to start looking. Hopefully, asking some of the locals in this strange place will allow me to track him down. And then the journal, of course. And this is us. So, main character is called the Nameless One. That's our name throughout the rest of the game. So you are Nameless. You woke on a slab in the mortuary in Sigil, covered in scars and tattoos, your memory gone. Who has done this to you, and why? You don't know, yet. But you're going to find out. Then Morte is a talking skull. His sole weapon seems to be his mouth. Whether by taunting or biting, he seems to be along for the ride, whether you want him around or not. You are somewhat curious as to how he's able to float around. And zombies. Okay, anyway, let's start exploring. I thought that you could get like a robe or something to blend in. I'm not going to read all these descriptors, because dialogue's going to be heavy enough. I don't need to read every single thing. Oh, hold on. So this corpse is this corpse is lumbering along a triangular path. Once it reaches one of the corners of the triangle, it pauses, then turns and staggers towards the next corner. It has 965 tattooed on the side of its skull. As you approach, it halts and stares at you. Looks like someone forgot to tell this sod to stop walking the rule of threes. What do you mean? These corpses don't have much left in the attic, so they can't do more than one task at a time. When they're told to do something, they'll keep doing it until someone tells them to stop. This poor sod probably finished some task and they forgot to tell him. Who gives them their commands? Either one of the caretakers here, or else whatever necromancer raised them out of the dead book. Probably one of the caretakers here. They're the ones who need the cheap labor after all. I see. What was that you said before about the rule of threes?
Updated my journal.
Well, the rule of threes is one of those laws about the planes, about things tending to happen in threes, or everything's composed of 3 parts, or there's always 3 choices, and so on and so forth. You don't sound like you hold much faith in it. It's a load of wash if you ask me. If you look for a number, any number, and try to attach some great meaning to it, you're going to find plenty of coincidences. Understood. I want to examine the zombie a bit more. His corpse is lumber. Okay. So why are you walking in a triangle? The corpse stares at you blankly. Leave the corpse in peace. The left side of this woman's face looks as if it was caved in with a club, and her flesh sags and bruised, swollen clumps over her ruined skull. The number 626 has been... Isn't that Stitch's number? I'm trying to remember, from Lilo and Stitch, I think 626 was Stitch. Has been stitched in the corpse's right cheek, just below the eye. Nasty wound you've got there. The corpse continues to stare at you with its one good eye. Fair woman. You see the way she was looking at me? Huh? You see that? The way she was following the curve of my occipital bone? Yeah, what are you talking about? What? Are you blind? She was scouting me out. It was shameless the way she wanted me. Yeah, wanted you to... Wanted you to go away, maybe. She's obviously too distracted by me to pay attention to some stupid bobbing head with a big mouth. You? Yeah, right. Trust me. Chits beyond the grave don't care about all the physicality, and I've got a body, and I'm all scarred and tough-looking. The one guy's with spirit. That's me, Chief. You? Corpses like you are as common as copper. Whatever, Mort, let's go. Okay, so I can't... I have to kill these guys to get keys, because I don't know where I'm actually supposed to go next. Alright, the shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. Her skin is paper thin, almost wispy. It's like someone draped a sheet of cobwebs across her frame. The number 594 has been scratched onto her forehead with a charcoal pencil. So doing anything later? The corpse continues to stare at you. Farewell then. Alright guys, might be stuck because... Oh, never mind, I just wasn't clicking on the door earlier. Ignore me. I didn't think there's another key here. I just wasn't clicking on the right spot of the door. Receiving room logbook. Oh boy. Alright. This huge logbook lists mortuary procedures in a tight crab script. And I'm going to try to read everything in this game, because again, it is... it's all about the dialogue. Anyway, all shells entering the mortuary are to be delivered to the receiving room and logged with the scribe on duty before being embalmed or cremated. The records are to be checked to determine if the shell is one of the contracted, and if so, do not prepare the shell. Move the shell to one of the preparation rooms, contact the scribe on duty, and notify him that a contracted shell is to be raised. Be certain that a shell is thoroughly stripped of its possessions before being sent into the preparation rooms. The contracted workers are intended for simple manual labor and do not have the capacity to search and strip a shell. The faction is not responsible for any possessions lost or items stolen by collectors who have brought the shells to the mortuary. The shell's possessions are to be stored in the receiving room until an initiate can be sent to claim them. Please catalog all possessions in the logbook. Following this list is thousands of entries of bodies that have been sent to the receiving room. As you flip through the rest of the book, however, you notice the last page has been cut out. Interesting. Some money and fist irons, which is another weapon. Now, this crude iron bar is designed to slip over the fist, with the thick portion resting on the palm and the iron ring facing outwards over the knuckles. While wearing these fist irons, a single punch can shatter someone's jaw. So 2 to 4 crushing, 1 to 3 piercing. Okay. Alright, so I don't know the quick save real quick, or I don't know the quick save option, so I'm going to just save the game manually until I figure out the there we go. Alright, I'm going to go talk to this guy over here after I loot. The scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled and has a slight trace of yellow like old parchment. Charcoal gray eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow down the scratching of his quill pen. Greetings. Whoa, Chief, what are you doing? I was going to speak with this scribe. He might have something about how I got here. Look, rattling your bone box with dusties should be the last thing. Before Morte can finish his rant, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. We especially shouldn't be swapping the chant with sick dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we give this place a laugh, the better. Before Morte can finish, the scribe's gray eyes flicker to you. The weight of years hangs heavy upon me, restless one. He places his quill down, but I do not yet count deafness among my ailments. Restless one, do you know me? Know you, There's a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. I have never known you, restless one, no more than you have known yourself. He is silent for a moment. For you have forgotten, have you not? Who are you? As always, the question, and the wrong question as always. He bows slightly, and then movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. He pauses for a moment, catches his breath. I am Dahl. Perhaps you can answer some questions for me, Dahl.
Updated my journal.
Very well. What did you wish to know? What is this place? You're in the mortuary, restless one. Again you have come. Before he can finish, Dahl breaks into a fit of coughing. After a moment, he calms himself and his breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. This is the waiting room for those about to depart the shadow of this life. Tell me about the mortuary. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is our responsibility as dustmen to care for the dead, those who have left this shadow of life and walked the path to true death. Dahl's voice drops in concern. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognize this place. It is almost your home. A shadow of life? Yes, a shadow. You see, restless one, this life, it is not real. Your life, my life, they are shadows, flickerings of what life once was. This life is where we end up after we die, and here we remain, trapped, caged, until we can achieve the true death. True death? True death is non-existence, a state devoid of reason, of sensation, of passion. Dahl coughs and gives a ragged breath, a state of purity. Sounds like oblivion. Why would anyone want that? Is it worse than remaining in this shadow of what life once was? I think not. Alright, other questions. How did I get here? Dahl snorts in contempt as if he finds the memory repugnant. Your moldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary, restless one. You would think you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you. Arrived here on a cart?
Updated my journal.
Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Dahl breaks into another violent fit of coughing, finally catching his breath minutes later. Your seneschal, Farod, was, as always, pleased to accept a few moldy coppers to dump the lot of you at the mortuary gate. Who is this Farod? He is a collector of the dead. Dahl draws a ragged breath and continues. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those that have walked the path of true death, and bring them to us that they may be interred properly. Where can I find this Farod? If events persist as they have, restless one. One, you have much greater chance of Farod finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in this time. Nevertheless, I must find him. A slight warning creeps into Dahl's tone. Do not seek out Farod, restless one. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again, with you none the wiser, and Farod a few coppers richer. Accept death, restless one. Do not perpetuate your circle of misery. I have to find him. Do you know where he is?
Updated my journal.
Dahl is silent for a moment. When he finally speaks, he seems to do so reluctantly. I do not know under which gutter stone Farod layers at the moment, but I imagine that he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates in the hive. Perhaps someone there will know where you can find him. Doesn't sound like you like Farod much. There are some I respect, restless one. Dahl takes a ragged breath and steadies himself. Farod is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a badge of honor and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. He is a knight of the post, cross-trading filth of the lowest sort. Knight of the post. Knight of the post, Dahl coughs. A thief. All Farod brings to our walls comes stripped with little less than their dignity than they possessed in life. Farod takes whatever he may pry from their stiffening fingers. Did this Farod take anything from me? Dahl pauses, considering. Most likely. Are you missing anything? especially anything of value? His voice dips as he frowns. Not that Farad would take exception to anything that wasn't physically grafted to your body, and sometimes even that's not enough. Even that's not enough to give his greedy mind pause. I'm missing a journal. A journal. If it was of any value, then it's likely that it lies in Farad's hands. Okay. Can you tell me how to get out of here? The front gate is the most obvious exit, but they will not let anyone other than Dustman pass. Dahl breaks into a ragged cough, then continues. One of the guards by the front gate has a key to it, but it is unlikely he will open it for you unless you're extremely persuasive. Do you know who I am?
Updated my journal.
I know scant little of you, Restless One. I know little more of those that have journeyed with you and who now lie in our keeping. Dahl sighs. I ask that you no longer ask others to join with you, Restless One. Where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There are others who have journeyed with me, and they are here.
Updated my journal.
Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I had thought that she had traveled with you in the past. Dahl looks like he is about to start coughing again, and catches his breath. Am I mistaken? Where is her body? The Northwest Memorial Hall on the floor below us. Check the beers there. Her name should be on one of the memorial plaques. Mayhap that will revive your memory. I don't know. I don't recall ever traveling with a woman. Dahl makes no response to this. He simply stares at you in silence. Before you said there were others interred here who journeyed with me. Where are they? Doubtless there are, but I know not their names, nor where they lie. One such as you has left a path many have walked, and few have survived. Dahl gestures around you. All dead come here. Some must have traveled with you once. Okay. Oh, what do you do here? I'm a scribe, a cataloger of all the shells that come into the mortuary. Dahl coughs again, then takes a deep breath. As long as the stream of corpses flows through the mortuary, I shall remain at my post. You say that I have been here more than once. How is it that the dustmen do not recognize me?
Updated my journal.
I'm the one that catalogs the shells that come into our halls. Restless One. Dahl breaks into a fit of coughing and steadies himself. Only I see the faces of those that lie upon our slabs. The dark of your existence lies safe with me. You sound ill. Are you not well? I am close now to the true death, Restless One. It would not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find the peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. Dahl gives a ragged sigh. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. The eternal boundary? The boundary between the shadows of this life and the true death. And I think that's everything. Okay, farewell. As you turn to leave, Dahl speaks. Know this, I do not envy you, Restless One. To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it. At some point, your path will return you here. Dahl coughs and the sound rattling in his throat. It is the way of all things flesh and bone. And perhaps we will meet again, Dahl.
All right.
Bandage, always a treat. Let me check something over here real quick. I think that... No, these don't take us anywhere. Charm embalming fluid. So I don't think that I can lockpick anything. Okay, so we've reached a dead end. Oh, stairs. Never mind. I don't know if I was able to open this door or not. Let's go check it out.
All right.
Alright, let's circle all the way around then. Be like that. It is a game from 1999, so I don't think the padding is going to be the its strongest attribute. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be a lot of dialogue reading. Like, this is just a small taste of what's to come. Yeah, alright, I did try that one then. Alright, back around to the stairs. Went to the next floor, then we'll call it an episode. Oh wait, hold on. There's a person here. Alright, actually, you know what? We're gonna call it here. Next episode, we'll talk to Ivy. And then we'll worry about the stairs. Oh, right there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see y'all in the next episode.